What's up, guys? It's Grace Karras. Today we're here at the AT&T Pro-Am. It's awesome out here. Bay Area Sports Wrap. Let's go, guys.
Coach, I guess one thing I was curious about is like how your time as an assistant in the G League like kind of formulated your use of reset timeouts. 'Cause I feel like some coaches in the G League, they always use it at like as the very last, kind of the last stoppage. Whereas I feel like in the WNBA, some coaches use it as the last stoppage and others use it like with 150 to go, or like. And I was just curious, like, because I noticed that you use your reset timeout with like 4.5 seconds to go in this last game, and just kind of what your philosophy. I don't know, like I don't have like an opinion what way is better. I was just curious, like your philosophy on using the reset.
Well, I used my timeout first for the baseline out of bounds play, which I felt like, okay, I was like, why is it taking so long? And then I look back at the film and I'm like, Julie is completely getting wrapped and held. And it's like, no wonder. But when I looked at it again, I'm like, she did release it. So that's why I called that timeout. And the next one I called because we needed a 3 and we're with 10 seconds left. So obviously they already knew the play. So I actually didn't even have to call a timeout there. I could have called the reset then. And then obviously with, down 5, I needed to get a shot. They already knew the play. So yeah, it just filtered out that way. But sometimes I like to use it before the very last one so I can make sure I draw that last one. So it's all depends on the game. Yeah.
And Coach, Mo said after last game that matchup against the Liberty showed you guys what your standard should look like. What does that look like to you, and moving forward, how will that kind of manifest itself? Yeah,
really, it's controlling the controllables. So for us, it was all about following the game plan. That game 2, we followed the game plan. Game 1, we probably, like I said, did 50% of the game plan. So our standard is we got to execute both the offense and defensive game plan, and that's what you saw.
So, Coach, minus 1 quarter on your road trip. How are you feeling overall about your team's performance?
Yeah, good. I mean, again, that last game, we executed to a T. The whole point, too, was just like getting off the ball early just because they wanted to pack the paint. So, look, if we play a bad 1 quarter, then we got to pick it up, the second, third, and fourth quarter. So it's just making sure, in terms of games that go in waves, that we always counter and we execute as best as we can. Yeah.
Obviously, Kate didn't play the last game. Was it due to matchups that she just didn't seem to?
No, she was supposed to play. She actually was supposed to play. Some players got hot, and so we kept her in, but she was definitely supposed to play. Yeah.
What did Chechi add, getting her into the lineup? Yeah,
spacing. Obviously, Chechi is a 3-level scorer, but she can also, play in pick and roll. She can make decisions, and so that's like really key for us, is someone who could see the floor in pick and roll. And then obviously I drew up that need 3 for her. I knew those are the plays that, watching her on film from her previous years, like she can knock down a catch and shoot 3. So yeah, being ready. Yeah.
And then you guys had 25 assists last game, season high. Was that a point of emphasis going into it, or was just kind of something that resulted of players getting to develop more chemistry and flow?
No, it was the way New York plays. So New York packs the paint. So when they pack the paint, then you got to get off of it. There are no seams initially, so we had to move the ball. And then once you move the ball, then get downhill, then move the ball again. It ended up just being, catch and shoot. So it's just the way New York defends. Yeah.
Minnesota's obviously off to a great start. What did they show you in their ability to win a game without Nafisa Collier last night?
Just maintaining their confidence and the way to execute even down the stretch. So that's kind of what I saw in terms of, but next man up mentality. Same thing with us. If it's like players down, then you just got to be ready to take those spots. And so Heidemann had a great 3. Great look. It's wide open. So credit to her. She knocked down the 3. But yeah, we just have to be ready for a team very similar to New York, where they can all space the floor. They can all shoot the 3. So we got to make sure we are on point with our game plan. If we do not follow our game plan, then we're going to be in a tough situation. Yeah.
Now, Coach, you got to meet Jackie Chan. What was that like, and what did you talk about?
Surreal. Right away I said, I'm a huge fan, and he was just so humble, and he bowed, and he's just super kind. And I just said, what makes you great? Because anyone who's legendary, I mean, first of all, I shouldn't even be in his space. But anytime, I meet a legend, I'm like, what makes you so great? And he sat there and thought about it for a second, and then he said, I was born this way. And I said, okay, but what an answer. That's an answer. And then he shared to me that he has 2 pandas, like real live pandas. And so he was showing me on his phone, and he's like, can you take a picture of these 2 pandas? And I'm like, what's their names? And he goes, Lazy and something else. And I'm like, their name Lazy? So yeah, I always wanted a panda. So that was really cool to see that, he owns 2 pandas, and that's why I took the picture with the pandas. But yeah, super humble. But he was born that way. Yeah.
And he has pandas, apparently.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys.
Hi, Noah Lowry from the Giants here for Bay Area Sports Wrap. Please give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.